Well, folks, we are on lap 29 out of 30. No position changes in a good long while now. Hiram Pelosi trails Pedro Proenzo by 27.5 seconds. Martins Carlos trails Hiram by 6.9. Ice Manlos by 2.9. Rick Jow trails Ice Manlos by 15.3. Soldierman Assault 1.2. Tariel 6.9. Lucas Sick by a minute 22. And yes, you heard that right. A minute 22 seconds behind 7th place Tariel. Well, we do have a little bit of a battle here for 5th place. Soldierman Assault running hard tires now, the only person in the entire field to be doing so. 8 laps in on those suckers. About 0.2 seconds behind 5th place Rick Chow, 7 laps in on medium tires. So we're seeing here now from the first person perspective of Soldierman Assault as he tries to make a move on the Mario Brothers mobile here with the Blue Flash, or the Blue Marvel. I don't really know what to call this particular Williams racing car. Is that the gender reveal special? It is not the gender reveal special. Okay, the Williams car is not the gender reveal special. Good to know. All right, here we go. Makes the overtake. Right-hand side, we do have a 3-second time penalty on Rick Chow, Tahariel, Hiram Pelosi, multiple warnings. Pedro Proenzo also with the 3-second time penalty. Oh, my goodness. Dangerous move by Rick Chow, slicing out in front of Soldierman Assault. Now, that might have just been what appeared to be lag. He did kind of hurt jerk all over the place there. Soldierman Assault reclaims 5th place. Rick Chow trailing now by 0.2 seconds. Yeah, I think that might have been lag. It probably did not look near. It probably was not nearly as dangerous as it apparently looked to me. Still, wild moment there in the middle of the pack in 5th place. Ice Manlos also about 1.4 seconds behind Martins Carlos. So we've got a Carlos chasing a Carlos, or a Carlos leading a Carlos, if you prefer. Of course, Ice Manlos today driving the gender reveal special. Flying through the turns here in Sector 1. Overtake now in for Ice Manlos, about 1.1 seconds behind. Iceman still trailing a little bit here. Again, about 1.2 seconds. But I think this is kind of indicative here as we are at the 50% point, halfway done with this race, 33 laps in. Very static today. Not much in the way of collisions. Of course, we've got a relatively small field, just 8 racers left, but we aren't seeing too much in the way of chaos, which, well, it's probably more enjoyable to race. I'm not able to call as much action simply because there isn't as much action. So I do apologize that I'm not super active on the calls this afternoon. But again, not a lot going on here necessarily. All right, now we do have a little bit, of course I cursed myself. The safety car is out this lap. So lap 34, Hiram Pelosi taking the opportunity to pit, moving from medium tires to medium tires. Pedro Proenza, the safety car here, going to be in front of Pedro Proenza, and we'll see the pack sort of collapse today for the first time. Not sure what caused the safety car. We don't have anybody who's not, everybody save for Joni Happy still in the race here. So I'm not sure what the issue was, but we are now seeing Iceman Los pitting and going to hard tires. The only other person in the field with those on is Soldier One Assault. But we've got the safety car out as we see Pedro Proenza trailing it. Of course, he's been so far ahead for so long. Other racers not having an opportunity to catch up. Hiram Pelosi, however, swiftly moving around the course, looking to get back into position. Excuse me, that's Martins Carlos, his Red Bull teammate. Okay, looks like the safety car is going to be in for another lap here. We'll see just how much this pack can sort of compact down. Of course, we've got the first 4 racers, I think. That might be the first 3 racers. 1, 2, 3. The first 3 racers, Pedro Proenza, Martins Carlos, and Hiram Pelosi, all packed in there pretty good. Of course, not far behind is Iceman Los. I think we are seeing Tariel. No, Tariel's pitting. That's why it was showing him off to the side. That's a little pit road there is the white, so that makes a bit more sense. right, so let's see if the safety car remains in after this lap. I believe it goes away at this point. No, it's still out. Okay, we're really going to get everybody packed in tight for this. So lap 36 out of 66. 30 more laps to go. We're on the back end of the race at this point. The entire pack has successfully compacted. Although technically it says Lucas 6 still about a minute 27 behind Rick Chow. All right, safety car is out. Pedro Perenza is still in first, Martins Carlos second, Hiram Pelosi third, Ice Manlos fourth, Soldierman Assault fifth, Tariel sixth, Rick Chow seventh, Lucas Seek eighth, 2 minutes behind. So here we go. Now we've got a little more of a race going on. Now we do have plenty of penalty flags out currently. Martins Carlos, the only, we do see Hiram Pelosi overtaking Martins Carlos as racers are flying around that first section in Sector 1. Even Lucas Seek is there, although that is, of course, because he's been lapped. He is transparent and doesn't have any collision going on. We do have a caution flag in Sector 1. Oh, a little bit of a bump there in the back. I didn't quite catch what happened there, but I caught two cars bumping into each other and kind of flying off at opposite ends of the freeway. I think Tariel might have gotten bumped by somebody. I'm not sure who. If I saw that properly, I'm not sure how exactly that happened though. Rick Chow in third here as we watch him 0.7 seconds behind Soldier One Assault, who's less than a second behind Martins Carlos. I believe this is the first time we've seen Martins Carlos up in first place all day. Pedro Perenza now back in fourth. We'll see if Pedro is able to claw back the lead here as we are on lap 37 out of 66. Inside overtake by Ice Manlos. Smooth move by the former Abilene High Eagle. So we'll see Ice Manlos, and now Pedro being overtaken by Hiram Pelosi. Pedro 16 laps in on those soft tires. Martins Carlos also 20 laps in on his tires. He is choosing to pit at this point, falling all the way back to 7th place. So I'm beginning to wonder maybe if 17 laps in on soft tires, that is by far the highest number of laps on any set of tires in the course today right now for Pedro Perenza. I'm sorry, did I see somebody? No, okay, I did not. I thought I saw somebody spun out in the infield here. I did not. But yeah, and now Pedro's going to be overtaken by Tariel. Pedro fighting back on the left inside, not able to get it, however. Tariel overtakes Pedro Perenza successfully. 17 laps in again on those tires. Everybody else, I'm looking at this field. 4 laps soft, 4 laps hard, 4 laps hard, 4 laps medium, 3 laps hard, 0 laps medium, 12 laps soft. So Pedro Perenza and Lucas Seek, the only people rolling with soft tires right now. Of course, what is Pedro going to do at this point? Because that leaves open the question. If it had not been for the safety car, he would be cruising right now. He'd be in a situation where he would maybe switch to another set of soft tires in the back, 15, 20 laps of the course, rack up an insurmountable lead. DRS now enabled. Rack up an insurmountable lead and cruise to a finish. However, he's now in 6th out of 8 active racers. So it will be interesting to see if he chooses to pit at some point, or what he chooses to switch to when he does pit. Up the front, Soldier One Assault. So we've seen now, I'm reminded of that old saying, what is it, there are weeks where decades happen and then decades where weeks happen. That's a little bit how it is can be here in the Brazuka F1E Racing League. You can go about 20 laps with not that much changing, the race being fairly static, but one safety car is all it takes, and it's like playing Yahtzee. Everything gets jumbled up and thrown about. And now we have a much different looking field than we did even just 15 minutes ago. Soldier One Assault leads, 5 laps in on soft tires. Rick Zhao second, Ice Manlos third. Strong showing today from Ice Manlos. Hiram Pelosi fourth, Tariel seventh. 5th, Pedro Parenza 6th, Martins Carlos 7th, 8th is Lucas Seek, who has clawed back to within under a minute of Martins Carlos. Got the overtake in here for Ice Manlos, trying to speed up and grab a little bit of space. Nicely handled on these early turns by Ice Manlos, making a very strong play to catch up to Rick Zhao. Now just 1.3 seconds behind. So Ice Manlos not willing to say die here, although he's getting challenged on his left side by Hiram Pelosi, who passes him, cuts him off on the inside of the turn here in early sector 2. So strong move by Hiram Pelosi there. Hiram now trails Rick Zhao. Rick Zhao trails Soldier One Assault by about 4 seconds. Ice Manlos makes a move here on Hiram Pelosi, overtakes, successfully reclaiming 3rd place. And again, just 1 second behind Rick Zhao at this point. So penalty flags are out everywhere right now. Overtake is in for Ice Manlos here. About 0.7 seconds behind Rick Zhao. Now Rick Zhao did get a warning penalty there, or penalty flag there, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And maybe not happy with the way he cornered on that. Ice Manlos gaining slightly, now down to just 0.3 seconds behind. It's a little hard to tell sometimes with the lag because I see cars kind of jerk all over the place. Ice Manlos looks like he might be positioning to make a move. Going to be hard to do here coming into the turn in Sector 2. course, Ice Vanlos himself also having to play defense and offense simultaneously with Hiram Pelosi right behind him. He makes a move, however, on the left-hand side of Rick Jow. Successfully overtakes, but Rick Jow jumps back out in front. So caution out in Sector 2. And we do have a problem with Hiram Pelosi, who spun out, it looks like, or otherwise had a collision of some sort. I did not see him touch anyone. I think it was just a difficulty with steering. All right, DRS enabled, overtakes in. He slips to the left. Ice Vanlos now in second place again, flying right past Rick Jow. So Rick Jow over the line a little bit there, but again, I think that was just lag and snapback net code. So Ice Vanlos, now that he's got the open road in front of him, 7 seconds flat behind Soldierman Assault. Oh, a tap from behind there by Rick Jow. Rick Jow also kind of spun out a little bit. No change of position. Ice Vanlos, however, back in, getting his nose pointed the right direction, slamming the accelerator. Now 1.5 seconds ahead of Rick Jow. Stretching it to 2 seconds already. Ice Vanlos not wanting an opportunity to go to waste here. Trying to put as much distance as he can between him and Rick Jow, his closest competitor. We'll see. 9.8 seconds behind Soldierman Assault is Ice Vanlos. So Soldierman Assault cruising comfortably here in the blue streak for Williams Racing. Soldierman Assault looks like 0.76 behind his best lap time, or fastest time. Again, I'm not sure if that's which of those that is. So we are going to see, it looks like Soldierman Assault maybe lap Lucas Seek. Lucas Seek about 43 seconds behind Pedro Parenza, who is now himself 16 seconds or 17 seconds behind Martins Carlos. Race control, Rick Jow, 5-second penalty for corner cutting. And Rick Jow is going to DNF. That's going to do it today for Rick Jow. So Hiram Pelosi, everyone else moving up. We now have 7 racers active. So Ice Vanlos is nearest competitor now. 3rd place, Hiram Pelosi. 4th place, Tahariel, 4 seconds behind Hiram Pelosi. Martins Carlos, 5.7 seconds behind Tahariel. Pedro Parenza, 29 seconds. Lucas Seek, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Pedro Parenza moves into 6th, and Lucas Seek will eventually move into 7th place. That's our 2nd DNF of the day. Joni Happy being the first much earlier in the race. Rick Jow here on lap 44, it looks like, DNFing. Maybe 43. I didn't quite catch where he was in the race when it happened. But that's the way the field sits right now. So I do notice that we do not have a safety car out. We don't have a virtual safety car either. So I think that just maybe, I don't know exactly how the rules work, but it is wild to me thinking about how 2 weeks ago when everybody was getting penalty flags left and right, it was unclear to me exactly how the winner was going to be determined, and the field kept rapidly shifting just due to the fact that so many people had so many penalty flags. Nobody, however, is singing smooth operator, so that's no time penalty for that particular act. All right, now that our field has dropped to 7 competitors, it is still relatively static. Ice Vanlos remains about 11 seconds behind Soldier with Assault. Hiram Pelosi, 2.2 seconds behind Iceman. Tariel, 7 seconds behind Hiram. Martins Carlos, 3.3 behind Tariel. Pedro Provenza, 58 seconds behind Martins Carlos. Lucas Sick, 20 seconds behind Pedro Provenza. We do have a 3-second time penalty on Martins Carlos for multiple warnings. We do have a fastest lap time today, however. That goes to Lucas Sick at a 1:18.970. I believe our previous fastest time was a 1:20 or so. So Lucas Sick now only 10 seconds behind Pedro Provenza. Pedro having some trouble here in 6th place. Lucas Sick making some ground. Let's flip on over to Lucas and see how things are proceeding for our 7th place racer here. He's not that far behind him. Of course, 8.6 seconds now. Lucas apparently finding a little bit of a groove here late in the race. Still going to be about a minute and 5 seconds behind 5th place Martins Carlos, but Lucas making a respectable showing here despite getting lapped earlier. Pulling it back, taking advantage of the fact that so many people, that the whole pack got crunched up earlier with the safety car. He's now on soft tires, so he's maybe driving a little more daredevil than he was earlier. And he's going to make a move on the outside, it looks like. Although he is translucent at the moment, so no worries about a collision here for Lucas. And he does actually mention pass. It looked like, I think that was Pedro Provenza. No, that was not Pedro Provenza. I'm sorry. Who the heck did he pass? It looks like he passed Hiram Pelosi. Excuse me, he passed Hiram Pelosi, who of course lapped him earlier. So I do apologize. All right, Lucas now looking to unlap Ice Manlos, it appears. Ice Manlos about 9.8 seconds behind Soldier with Assault. All right, lap 52 out of 66, just 14 more laps to go. We're tracking now Ice Manlos again, 10.1 seconds behind Soldier with Assault. Working on hard tires, he may be able to get through just with hard tires. Of course, those are the most long-lived tires. He may not have to pit again. Hiram Pelosi right behind him, also 18 laps in, but on medium tires. Looking for that overtake. We'll see if those 18 laps are going to be enough to hold, but no guarantee of that, of course. Now we see, of course, the majority of the field, save for Soldier One Assault and Ice Manlos, has penalty flags out at this point. Ice Manlos himself right now fighting off another surge from Hiram Pelosi, who just refuses to quit. passing attempt right-hand side for Hiram Pelosi. It succeeds. Ice Manlos, however, looks to cut him up on the inside, barely makes the cutoff. Swaps positions, now dodges back to the inside, looking into the straightaway here in Sector 2. Hiram Pelosi and Ice Manlos avoiding a collision again. Overtake already in for Ice Manlos. Ten laps left to go. The race is almost over. 22 laps in on the hard tires for Ice Manlos, 22 laps in on the medium tires for Hiram Pelosi. Soldier Wood Assault 23 laps in, but it's on soft tires. And there's 9 more laps to go. The question is, are those soft tires going to hold for Soldier Wood Assault? He's got a 10-second lead. I don't know if he has time to pit. I rather doubt it, in fact. As we can see, Soldier Wood Assault here taking the curve in the Rolex curve in turn 2. Eight laps to go. Still no real changes. Hiram Pelosi now 2 seconds ahead of Ice Manlos. Martins Carlos 7.5 seconds behind Ice Manlos. Tariel 12 seconds behind Martins Carlos. Lucas Seek 57 seconds behind Tariel. Pedro Parinza 25 seconds behind Lucas Seek. So Lucas Seek will not be finishing last today, it looks like, if the current standings hold. An impressive showing to claw back from getting lapped earlier by Lucas Seek. Well, 6 laps left to go. Same as before. Soldier with Assault, Hiram Pelosi, Ice Vanlos, Martins Carlos, Tahario, Lucas Sick, and Pedro Provenza. That rounds out our field. Well, 4 laps to go here. Soldier with Assault still in the lead, 28 laps in on those soft tires. You got to be wondering if you're Soldier with Assault. You'll notice Hiram Pelosi now just 0.9 seconds behind, considerably having closed the gap. So let's go ahead and we'll take a first-person look here at Hiram Pelosi. 28 laps in. Was it too long? Can Soldier with Assault hang on for another 4 laps using the soft tires? We'll see, my friends. It's going to be close regardless. There we go. Hiram Pelosi 1.2 seconds behind Soldier One Assault. Ice Vanlos 3.7 seconds behind as we head into lap 63. 3 laps left. 29 laps in on the top 3 racers' sets of tires. We've got Soldier One Assault in first with soft. Hiram Pelosi a 3-second time penalty. That could be crucial. Ice Vanlos just 3.8 seconds behind currently. Soldier with Assault 29 laps in on soft tires. Hiram Pelosi 29 laps medium tires. Ice Vanlos 29 laps hard tires. Now obviously you want to be up front. You want to be the leader of the pack, but if you are those 3 racers, you've got to be a bit more secure in how your car is going to handle those last 3 laps if you're Hiram Pelosi or Ice Vanlos. Hiram Pelosi now pushing in tight on Soldier with Assault, coming right into his bumper area, makes an overtake move on the left side, passes. Hiram Pelosi takes first place. Soldier with Assault now 0.4 seconds behind. Hiram Pelosi putting the hammer down, maybe trying to get a little more space in between here. Ice Vanlos 3.2 seconds behind Soldier with Assault. So very tight race here at the end for the top 3. We can see from the first-person perspective of Ice Vanlos, Soldier with Assault, we see him blinking in and out of our field of view here. Ice Vanlos, however, closing it down a little bit, 2.8 seconds, 2.9, I stand corrected. Here we go, here's the straightaway. Is Ice Vanlos going to get some overtake in? Does not look like it. He's in 8th gear, but not able to slam the pedal to the metal. 3.1 seconds behind, so Soldier with Assault and Hiram Pelosi, we see here from the first-person view of Soldier with Assault, trying to catch back up to Hiram Pelosi, but Hiram's tires better condition right now. 1.9 seconds, 2 seconds, 2.1 seconds, 2.3 seconds, 2.1, So Soldier One Assault, obviously a skilled driver, but is it going to be enough? There's 2 laps left, so a decent amount of the race left to go, but it's going to be tight. Ice Manlos, of course, not far behind Soldier One Assault himself. 1.8 seconds, 1.7. Trying to close that gap with Soldier One Assault. He may be able to do it. Martins Carlos 5 seconds behind Ice Manlos, but he's 26 laps in on medium tires. Tahariel, 20 seconds behind here. 20 seconds behind Martins Carlos, I should say. Interesting behavior there from Hiron. Skipped into the left infield for a split second there with his left tires, but doesn't appear to have slowed him down significantly. Ice Manlos making the play here, 1.7 seconds behind. All right, takes that first turn, takes the second turn, shifts all the way down to first gear. And he's got a little overtake in. He's not that far behind now, beneath the second, 0.8 seconds behind heading into Rolex Hill. 65 seconds left to go, or 65 laps in now. One more lap, we're coming up on the final. It looks like Hiram Pelosi may be getting a little bit of an extended lead here now. Soldier One Assault 3.8 seconds, 4 seconds behind Hiram Pelosi. If you're Ice Manlos or Soldier One Assault, you're just praying that something happens that gives you a shot, a chance, anything to try to catch up to Hiram right now, who heading into the straightaway to kick off our final lap has what appears to be a commanding interval of 3.7 seconds. All right, DRS and overtake in here for Ice Manlos, trying to catch up, trying to make Soldier One Assault sweat a little bit. 0.3 seconds behind, so he may be able to overtake. We'll see. Whoa, narrowly misses a collision there, but sees an opportunity, goes outside here in Sector 1, overtakes. So Ice Manlos successfully overtakes, and now it is a question of, can Ice Manlos catch Hiram Pelosi, or will he just have to settle for defending against Soldier One Assault? So Hybrid Pelosi now 4.7 seconds ahead of Ice Manlos, swapping through the turns in Sector 2. But of course, you know, I've seen racers before who I thought had first place locked up into the final lap. So some high drama here. 4.5 seconds now behind. He's got to make a move here. He's got to get it. Got to catch up, because if he doesn't, we're going to head into that straightaway, and it's highly unlikely he'll be able to close the gap. 4.6 seconds here. Middle of Sector 3, just barely seeing Hiron's taillights there. Maybe at the, and he's out of vision currently. And here we go, it's gonna be in first place, Hiram Pelosi, finishing today, 33 laps on those medium tires. Second place, Ice Manlos. Third place is gonna be Soldier One Assault, bringing out the top 3. Martins Carlos, 4th, currently Tariel's 5th, Pedro Provenza 6th, Lucas Seek 7th. So Tariel now working to get a 5th place finish. And he doesn't have to sweat too much. Pedro Provenza 10 seconds behind him as he flies through that last turn of Sector 3, getting in a little overtake. There we go, and that'll finish it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it today, our final, with Hiram Pelosi making a strong play on those medium tires, those very hot medium tires, late in the race to take it. Driver of the day, however, goes to Ice Manlos. I think Lucas Sick might have still kept the fastest lap. So yeah, pretty clean race today, aside from one safety car out there, but a fun race nevertheless.